Hi everyone, thank you very much for coming. I didn't see most of you at the party last night, that's why you're here, I guess. I made some people promise that they will show up at noon, they do. Some of them didn't, but thank you so much for being here. We're gonna have a panel, and I'll introduce myself and then we'll go to the speakers. So my name is Julia, and I've been in the industry for longer than I'd like to admit, almost 15 years. Working in a developer company, publishing games. Right now, a big part of what I do is events, the White Night conferences, you've probably been. So that's why, I know some people, know some games, know something. That's it, and I'll take a seat. I speak a lot on stages every time. I'm nervous, I'm sorry. But it's good that our speakers are not.
Not at all.
Please introduce yourself. Daniel, you first.
Yeah, so hello everyone. I am Daniel Madrid, and I am the co-founder of Dots.eco. For those of you that don't know Dots.eco, we are a platform for real-world environmental rewards. We clean plastic from the oceans, we save sea turtle babies, we plant trees, and our clients, mainly leading gaming studios, are using these rewards as a way to motivate and to incentivize their players, to keep them more loyal. I think it's part of what we'll talk today.
Yeah, loyalty is in the name of our panel. And, right, good to have you here.
Just to finish,
Sure.
I'm based in Tel Aviv. The true hero for me in this event is my wife, very pregnant with a small kid, and going through a month with 4 events abroad, so yeah. A small thought for her.
Okay, let's greet. We have an unexpected guest on our panel that's just joined us. Sezen, please tell us about yourself.
Sure. I'm Sezen. I'm the CEO of Lib. Lib means gamer, player in Arabic. It's a Saudi-based company. We have an engagement platform for gamers, for them to find friends to play together with. Any game can be part of our platform, so you can find a person to play with Fortnite, or you can find a person to play with Ludo. Any game is possible to find. We have currently 350 games that we have created in our platform that you can find the matches for. We also have an e-commerce angle, because the holding company that created this business is distributors of PlayStation in Saudi Arabia for long years. So users can also buy Xbox, PlayStation, and in-gaming accessories on our platform. So we are combining e-commerce and engagement. Engagement angle is pretty new, and e-commerce has been there for 3 years.
And players pay subscription.
Yes.
Right.
So for accessing the premium features of matchmaking part of the app, you can get a subscription, and that will enable you to access premium features that are not available for free users.
Cool. Thank you very much. Let's greet each speaker. Teis, please.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, first of all. I really appreciate it. And I'm one of the founders of Multiscription. We are behind the subscription tool Unleashed that you might have seen in the booth downstairs. So what Unleashed is, it's a tool for publishers and developers to add subscription to the game alongside ads and in a purchase. It doesn't take anything away from it. It's not an all-you-can-eat model. It's some of the things we're going to talk about today. I think understanding how you can use subscription differently than just the big umbrella for everything. So I founded this together with my co-founder Martin Walfis, who's a Swedish guy. I'm Danish, as you might hear from my accent. And him and I, we've both been making games for many years before doing this, before moving to the, speaking of Vader research, that's not here, but moving to the dark side, the monetization side of games. I was actually making games for almost 15 years, and Martin was as well founding game companies. So we know the struggles, so we sort of saw the struggles, and we created the solution. So, and last thing for me, I just say is I don't have a story about my wife or anything, but I have. I can say that speaking of rewards and loyalties, all of you have already won By coming here, you don't have to look under your seats, but if you go down to a booth afterwards, you can all pick up a nice pair of Unleashed sunglasses just as a reward for coming here. So go down and say hi to my colleague Sarah and get your cool
That's how we increase loyalty, you know, among the attendees.
Yes. But only if you can answer the last question we ask here. So you have to stay the whole session. You
I wonder what this question is.
Exactly, that's going to be the thing. You have to be able to see to sit through it. Yeah.
Well, it's actually very hard to leave because they have to pass, you know, us. So it's not going to happen. I'll be, you know, there. So.
Thank you.
I need a sign, you know, when you have to laugh or clap. Okay, good. Thank you so much for that. Let's start with the first word in the title, loyalty. What is that, and is it even possible to measure it in games? Teis, you please tell us.
Well, it's first of all, as a term, it's very interesting because you talk about loyalty, and it might be a bit hard for brands to expect their customers to be loyal. It's always talked about you want loyal customers, but I actually think it starts the other way around. It starts with the company being loyal to the customers. And when you start changing it that way around, you change the discussion, you put the discussion on its head, so to speak. How can we be loyal to our customers? How can we help them? How can we think about treating them better than the new customers? I think that's... And continuing to do it. Just an example from the subscription world about the loyalty or lack of. You've probably been subscribing to some service for 10 years, and then you see every time like there's a summer offer, like for others to join this service and get a discount. Like HBO was rebranded recently, and everyone who signed up to HBO Max, whatever it's called, got a lifetime offer, half price. I've been subscribed for 8 years, didn't get the offer. That's really bad loyalty, as an example of bad loyalty.
I thought you were going to say, like, I've been subscribed to some service for 10 years when I finally found out that I am actually paying the subscription.
Yeah, that's another problem. Yeah.
All right. Daniel, did the companies you work with, developers, share some maybe numbers or just their impressions, like, does integration of Ecodot help to increase loyalty of players? Like, do they appreciate it? Like, does it make them happy?
Sure. So, among our largest clients, there's a very small, tiny, family-run business called Playtika. And I am sure that they are very proud of the environmental impact that we're doing through their game activations. But at the end of the day, they are one of the gaming studios that is very well known for the monetization capabilities. Mm-hmm. And when we started to work with them, it was more around how to increase the engagement, the retention, so loyalty, the monetization, which is derived from these two, and also the brand reputation. So we do see that in games that they're implementing as part of the funnel of the game. Let's say if you reach level number 30 of a game, or if you reach the 4th stage of the seasonal pass, the battle pass, and you will be planting a tree in the real world, or you will be restoring a coral reef fragment, we do see that it's a strong call to action.
You have to play, right? You feel like obligation, because if I don't, like, no tree will be planted, right?
I think so. I think that in 2023, you know, like, environmental awareness is at an all-time peak. People want to do more for the environment.
Yeah.
Not everybody has the time to volunteer or the means to donate money, but whenever we're able to give in an easy way, an entertainment way, the option to do something positive for the planet, to play to impact, people are really embracing it. And you asked me about data, about numbers. So I would start from every player that reaches a milestone is receiving a certificate of doing. So thank you for saving a sea turtle baby. These certificates can be shared on social media. And we see that on average, 18% of players are sharing it, which whoever's come from marketing, we know that more than 1%, 2% share rate is huge. So 18%, this really shows how much people are proud of being able to do an impact. It's basically about doing good, feeling good about it, and in today's world, very important, to brag about it.
Yeah,
to tell the community.
That's amazing, and
That,
also it's a good excuse. I mean, I didn't just, wasted my time playing. I was saving turtles, right? That's amazing.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Can I do something else to save turtles?
Actually, you can do so many things. You can go to Costa Rica, live there for a month, and leave everything, and you can save sea turtles. It will be super rewarding. But other than that, so our main focus, our passion is in gaming. But gaming, the second vertical is loyalty and rewards. So all these programs that are giving members points for whatever they are doing. Some of the loyalty rewards programs are just because you are working and having a healthy life, you are getting points. Other loyalty and rewards from gaming, it's you're playing games, you are progressing in levels, you are getting points. And then with these points, they can redeem them generally in a marketplace that it's a normal marketplace. E-commerce products, gaming gear, Domino's Pizza, Dunkin' Donuts, lots of things like that. And with us, they can redeem their points for environmental impact. And we do see that up to 20% of redeems in some programs are for impact. So check your loyalty and rewards programs. Maybe you can save sea turtles through that. Yeah. You can leave reviews on TripAdvisor, for example, which we're working with them. You can attend an event of Cultura online. You can also do an impact. You can participate in a NASDAQ offline event. So there are so many ways to do it. And by the way, maybe some of you noticed it when you registered to Mobidictum. When purchasing your ticket, you also had the choice to tick a box for getting an environmental reward. So for those of you who did it, you will receive an email. You'll be able to select your dearest cause, make an impact. And for the ones that didn't do it, we also have rewards. We don't have these really cool sunglasses, and I want to have another one. To all of you, just come pass by, say hello, and I would love to gift you an environmental impact that we'll be doing for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's like I said, it sounds amazing and rewarding, and 18%. That's good. That's cool. Sezen, we just met before the panel, right? And let me explain in my words what I understood, right? So there is a platform, there are players that join the platform to find friends to play with, right?
Exactly.
And they state which games they play, right? And then they, make friends. Mm-hmm. Do game developers and publishers know about that? Do you think, do they notice the impact of that, or they just don't know and it's only for players?
It's very new, so we haven't integrated with publishers much. So we just selected the most popular games in our region and we added them as a possible game to find a match with. I'm pretty sure it's helping their loyalty and retention, because the more you talk about the game with your friends and the more people you find to play together with, it becomes a social activity, and it should help them play it again, because you may receive a message on our platform from the people you match with, hey, I'm playing now, would you like to join? That would trigger the action to come back for the game for that user. So retention on our part depends on other factors, but retention for the games that are available in our platform, I'm pretty sure it's helping, because you already met with people, chat with them, and next time they are playing, they are going to ping you, hey, I'm playing now, are you free to play now? And you will receive a notification, maybe you are not playing, and you will go back to the game. Now, in this conference, as I talk with more game developers, I see that this is an opportunity for us. Actually, it may be a monetization opportunity. It may be a way to get discovered by gamers. So we will also look into how we can expand into that in the future.
All right. Let's talk about, all of you represent something that has to be either added to the game or exists apart from the games. But do you think at what stage developers should consider these tools of increasing loyalty and retention? Like, should they be, as small as Politica is, or they should be at some stage? Because first of all, I think developers should focus on retention in the game, right? Before thinking of integrating other services. Or is that so, Teis? You should be an expert in that.
Yeah, well, thank you. I think it's it actually helps you start developing very early. Like any other monetization model, you need to plan it early. And what we can see for subscription at least is that subscription improves retention. And this is, proven everywhere, because you go back to where you already subscribed. You like when you watch.
But the game is bad.
Of course, you need to first have it, and there's no, for everything that we do up here, there's no replacing a fun game that players want to play. The graphics and the game design, it all has to be great, no bugs and all that. So I think that's a given. You can never get away from that. But what we see is actually, for a subscription, you need to have some retention, because you don't sign up typically on the first day. It takes like a bit of engagement, so you say, yeah, I want to stay with this. We've tried to mitigate this by having more games in the service. So there's a bigger reason for you to sign up early, because you think, even if I stop playing this game after one day, I can go play the other games. It's the same things when you sign up for, let's say, Disney+. You might go there because you want to watch The Mandalorian, but you don't sign up for The Mandalorian, you sign up for Disney+. And following on that analogy, when you then on a Saturday night want to watch a movie, you don't go to Blockbuster, clearly, anymore and say, I want to rent a movie. You say, I have my subscriptions, where do I go? So that improves the retention of that. So it's a bit of chicken and egg problem here. But
Good. Do you want to add something?
No, I couldn't
already
agree
talked a
more.
lot, huh?
Yes, exactly. So.
No, I wanted to follow up. It's like you mentioned Disney Plus, right? So when I first saw the name or the title of the panel, right, my first thought was that it's going to be about subscription services like Xbox Pass, like Ubisoft Plus, PlayStation. So a lot of gaming companies, believed in the subscription model, right, and introduced it to players. What do you think on that? Like, does it work? Do you know any numbers about that? Are there going to be more services like that?
I think there's so many. It's very early days for subscription. This is similar to, let's say, free to play in 2011, right? We're at that stage right now, subscription, and it's a lot of different things. There are some services out there where you sign up once, you pay one fee, and then it's a so-called all-you-can-eat service where you get all the games included. Everything is unlocked. Like Apple Arcade is a good example of this, Netflix, etc. And these, we just have to remember for these two services, Apple Arcade in particular, it's a loss leader for Apple, which means they are losing money directly on bringing on content, but they're selling more phones. So they make money in the end, but they're not actually making money. So if you look at that price point, it doesn't make sense to, if you want to have profitable just on that. So there's many different versions of it. There's like, you say people started integrating the game, but if you think about subscription as the end of monetization, you're not going to be successful, I would say, unless you can also sell phones. What you need to do is you need to look at subscription as the starting point for your monetization. To monetize on top, monetize additional things. It could be even adding access to external events or the rewards things that you guys do. You need to add on top of that. If you just say, okay, how much do we need to price it at to get, to cap the spending? I don't think you're going to be successful, to be honest. I think it's going to be a challenge. And subscription does not mean you get everything unlocked for free. We have this from Spotify and Netflix. We think that's a subscription. Doesn't have to be that way. You can have different tiers in your subscription as well if you want. So many things, and it's really a tool for people to play around with, not the end goal of monetization.
All right, makes sense. Sezen, do you have a?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Subscription is only the beginning of your monetization. We just launched the subscription version of our app a couple of months ago, and we are already seeing we can sell to the same user more. We are discovering this in the user research sessions. that they could buy things to personalize their profile. They could pay additional money for buying more boosts. They could buy package to buy more games into their profile. So, but as we talk to them, we discover that they want to pay more, but we don't enable them. We just have a weekly and monthly package that is fixed price. There's no tiers in the subscription as well. But with these conversations, we are discovering what would be the next thing that we would develop to enable them to spend more money on the app.
And I want to add to that, to give some concrete things you can go back and do. You put in a subscription in your game, and then you give subscribers discounts on in-app purchase. It's just a no-brainer that very few companies do. And this is very known from other sectors. You have your subscription, you get discount on spending. This is essentially like if you think about Amazon Prime. If you subscribe to Amazon Prime, do you get everything on Amazon for free? No, of course not. You get free shipping, for example, same-day shipping. So what do you need to do now? You get your free shipping. You need to buy stuff on Amazon. So what Amazon saw like 15 years ago, whenever they started this, they saw that once people started subscribing Amazon Prime, they started spending more. It wasn't the big spenders who started subscribing, they also subscribed, but it was the small spenders who want to make their money back. And we see this a lot, like we often recommend like 20% is a good number, 20-25% discount on in-app purchase, to make it very concrete for you guys. And then we see that people go back and they spend more on in-app purchase until they've made their subscription fee back in savings. You know, that's how the human mind works, you know.
Yeah.
So, and it's a really big, strong driver. And I want to say, it's a positive thing. Because as you say, Sezen, is that people want to spend. They want to pay for your game. It's such an important thing. It's not, they're happy. They want to give you money to get something back. It's a positive, reinforced loop that you're doing. It's not a negative thing. We're trying to milk them for, you know, all the money out of them. It's, yeah, so I really agree with what you said.
They want more things, and
we give them more things.
You know, that's not a problem when players want to pay.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I'm happy to solve these problems, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think sometimes when we were just, Martin, my co-founder and I, we were pitching this very early before we even founded the company years ago. We were talking to a lot of publishers and they said, yeah, I have like 98% non-spenders. And I say, I think non-spenders is a wrong term because I'm pretty sure they're spending on something at some point in their lives. They're just not buying what you're selling. So they're not non-spenders, they're just not buying your product. And that, again, changes the mindset to think, okay, how can we offer them something they're interested in buying? And I would say most people, especially after day one, they are interested and they want them in retention. All the ones you have after the first day when you just try the game system, then they're interested in buying something for you. Maybe it's the price, maybe it's what you're selling, maybe it's the duration of something. Maybe a lot of people are, for example, not happy with consumables because it's just you spend money to spend money, right? That's what you do with a consumable. They want like battle pass. This is why it's such a strong thing. So they really they actually want to spend. Even kids, you say they don't have money. Well, they can spend with their eyes and their time watching ads, for example, right? That's what you can do, as long as they're COPPA and GDPR compliant, of course. It's important to add.
All right. So we are running out of time. If we have a question from you guys, one question, we'll take it and we finish.
Hypothesis. Free-to-play arena shooter, Steam, closed beta feedback for game mechanics is 80% positive. What's the number one thing you do for the macro around the core gameplay to make sure you have a good 30-day retention?
Okay, that was a very direct question. I'm not sure I get it. So you have a game on Steam.
Yeah, it's in beta. Gameplay gets amazing feedback. Now we need to decide about the macro around it. Like battle pass customization, this and that. But if you can only pick one thing to make sure that the soft stuff around the gameplay helps with the day 30 retention, what would that be?
I can start so you guys get some time to think. I would say the battle pass mechanic is very strong. And if you couple that with the subscription, it's even stronger. The reason why battle pass is great is because it builds up the more you engage as a player, the more rewards you get. And it should really be like that. Having a subscription or loyalty program, as we talked about here, it's about building a relationship with the player. And it means that you give something, they give something. You give more. It's also like a personal relationship, right? The more you put in, the closer and better your relationship gets. So you should give more and more and more and more the more time you put in. So don't put in diminishing returns. I know it's very popular in game design to have diminishing returns. Don't do that. Do the opposite. More and more and more and more, the more you spend time, the more you give. I think that's a very strong starting point, and then you can work from there, because it builds into the inherent wish for people to be in the game.
Thank you so much. If you are interested in this topic, please approach speakers after the panel. But for now on, let's thank them. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.